Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the M&C Evenings Top 10 Countdown. Today, we're counting down the top 10 underrated and underappreciated games. Now, these aren't necessarily games that are scored bad, though some of them might be. These are games that people kind of didn't buy or didn't appreciate in their own time. And so we're going to count them down, and I'm going to kick us off with number 10, which happens to be a game that didn't score well. Rise, Son of Rome. I absolutely love this game. This was the first game I played when I got my Xbox One. I think it is criminally underrated. Sure, it had some problems, but this game was doomed to get low scores right from the first when they showed some of the original gameplay, and there was a lot of those QTEs, even though they weren't necessary. Back then, believe it or not, QTEs were frowned upon, Mooch.
They were then, buddy, but not now.
Not now. Now they're okay. Back then, big no-no. So now they're welcome. Back then, they weren't, and so the game paid its price for it. But number 10, Rise, Son of Rome, criminally underrated in my opinion.
Keep in mind, September 7th, QTEs, great!
Yes,
okay.
Dude, it's already great. I mean, come on.
Make sure you're aware of that.
Yes.
Okay. Number 9, Rise of the Tomb Raider. I feel this game had a bad stigma due to the exclusive deal it had with Microsoft. The game even took Mooch some time to come around. But the quality, surroundings, level of detail, and artwork has proven that this game is worthy of a game of the generation discussion crap. It's that good. I've gone back. I'm playing through it now before Shadow comes out. And I got to tell you something. The visual enhancements, it's just the surroundings, the artwork. It pops now. 4K. It's something you got to try.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Let's see. Number 8, Mafia 3. Wow. This game is very poorly rated because of the bugs and things like that, obviously, but it's been one of my favorite games of the generation since I played it. I put so much time into it. It had a great story. I played through the DLC. Actually, I have it on both systems before it was free on PlayStation Plus. And such a great story, a lot of fun, a lot of action. One of those great single-player games that a lot of people don't talk about, but is just one of my favorite games this generation, hands down. Try it out if you haven't tried it. Amazing game.
I'm going to take your advice, crap, because I did download it on PS Plus. The problem is I'm going to have to learn how to freeze time. There's so many games. Where do we fit a game like Mafia 3 in?
In between Shadows Die Twice and something else. I don't know, man.
Great point.
Yes.
Awesome, buddy. Number 7, the original Titanfall. This game put new multiplayer games on notice. Its fast play mechanics combined with its Titan's abilities made this game a must play. But again, dealing with Microsoft made sure the media would have to be critical in some way, form, or function. This is the main problem I got with it. Titanfall, the original one, is an absolute masterpiece in the multiplayer space. I enjoyed it. I've made some great friends. Shout out to PTK Blam. I was on his show last week with you, crap. It was a lot. That's where I actually met PTK, through Titanfall. So many people in the Xbox community grew to know each other through the years, through Titanfall. Great game. Wish they followed the same formula for the second one, but they didn't. But it is highly underrated because it was a Microsoft exclusive.
Yes, criminally underrated. I love that game, and it was so much better than the second one, aside from the campaign. If that would have had the campaign, it would have been perfect.
Oh, that campaign.
Yeah, it was great. Hashtag fun.
Hashtag something.
Yes. Number 6, another fun game, Watch Dogs 2. I know. Watch Dogs 2 is, I didn't expect it to be this good. I just had so much fun with it. It didn't take itself serious. The first game was such a serious toned game, and they tried to make the guy brooding and revenge and all. This was just more goofy kids out there causing some trouble, and I just liked that a lot more. You know, it was like it was goofy fun. It didn't take itself super seriously. A lighter tone, and that's what that game needed. Fantastic game, criminally underrated. I say play it.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah. Number 5, Dark Souls 3. Souls games always seem to scare away most gamers, but this game was what some would argue the best in the series. Its permadeath combined with relentless deaths are some of the toughest obstacles to overcome in any game. I recommend it to anyone who loves a challenge and loves to play a great overall video game. And I can't stress that enough, crap. It really comes down to that. I think this overall is, when you say video game, people should say Dark Souls. The thing about it, and it's not about talking you into it, it realistically is a game of games. It is the game of games. I think it really ultimately shows challenge, great play mechanics, and it's got an unbelievable allegiance as far as the people that do play the game. But it's underrated.
Yep, 100%. It's not my type of game, but
it's not your bag. That's not my bag. baby.
But it is, a lot of people love those games, just not me. Number 4, a game that you hate, Killer Instinct. This game, listen, their fighting games were few and far between, right? Like, I hadn't been into fighting games since the Sega Genesis SNES days, right? Now, when I saw Killer Instinct come back, which was my favorite back then, I was all in on the Xbox One, and it did not disappoint. One of the only fighting games that's out this generation, and I know this is a stupid reason, that has achievements for actually doing things during the campaign and things like that. It's not all required you to do 100 backflips and front flips and a certain move against a real opponent every time, right? Sometimes you just want to chill and game and have fun. This was the game, in my opinion, that brought a renaissance to fighting games this generation, and it's great. It looks great in 4K on the Xbox One X, and it's just a fun, fast game to play. Criminally underrated for sure.
Yeah, no, and I gotta agree with you. Same thing you said about Dark Souls. Not my bag, but I'm sure for people that like to punch their controller endlessly into the night, it's a lot of fun.
Yes. Punch, punch, punch.
Punch, punch. Number 3, Trials Fusion. I know. It's a basic game with basic mechanics, but it's today's version of Excitebike, and its challenges and in-game story are fun and competitive. It's a must-try. Crap, this is a game that they gave to us for free eventually. I believe it came in Games with Gold. It's something that's just a fantastic, fun game. It has all your friends competitively going through the racetracks. You want to beat your buddy's ghost. You just want to do better. And ultimately, the narrative and the voice that's the voiceover is hysterical throughout the whole thing. It's kind of got a Portal sense of humor to it, if you know what I'm saying. So that being said, it's just one of those games that no one's ever going to talk about. No one's ever going to tell you to try it. But Trials Fusion, I just thought was a must-have in your collection for passing time. It's a lot of fun. What can I say?
Yeah, you know what? I actually like that game too. It's difficult, but it's fun. So I do think that is probably a very underrated game.
Yes, sir.
Number 2, a vastly underrated game because of the narrative at the time, Quantum Break. Of course, a single-player game on Xbox that people largely ignored because it was quote-unquote 720p, and people didn't like that. And it had interlacing and things like that, and people were like, "What's that? It's crazy! It's crazy talk. We can't have checkerboard and this kind of stuff. That's madness. That's not right." And now, of course, everybody loves it. But Quantum Break really didn't get the chance that it deserved, the love that it deserved. It certainly should have rated higher than it did, and the fact that so many people didn't give it a chance, that's a real shame. This is a great game.
Couldn't agree more, buddy. Number 1, Resident Evil 7. Maybe you've heard Mooch rant and rave about it, but the game hasn't got much attention in awards or gaming discussions when Game of the Generation is brought up. It has jump scares, puzzles, a great story, and manages to make a first-person experience in the game's first attempt, and it feels natural and functional. And its largest perk is that it does all this and still keeps true to the Resident Evil storyline. It's one of my personal favorites. It's something that you guys all should check out. I know everyone's very excited about Resident Evil 2, but Resident Evil 7 really, really should be one of your top must-tries in this generation. And crap, I know we got to stop it right there at number 1, but I've got an honorable mention because I couldn't leave it off the list. Okay, Dying Light.
Yeah.
Okay, no one has done 4-person co-op in horror zombie genre like Dying Light. Never thought the parkour would work, but it straight up made the game what it is today. An instant classic. They took Dead Island and gave it steroids. One of the best games of this generation. It's a game to play with friends. It's a game that you can play alone. If you're into any kind, even if you're not even into horror, it's great. It's a great game. So I had to give it an honorable mention, crap.
Yeah, I understand that completely. And Resident Evil 7 is a game that I have, but I still haven't had a chance to play it.
Play it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it. It's in that backlog, man. It's in the backlog for sure.
It's with my Mafia 3, yes.
It is 100%. So that's our top 10 list. What's an underrated game for you guys? Let us know in the chat, and we'll catch you next time on M&C Evenings. This has been the Top 10 Countdown. We'll catch you next time. Peace.
Megaton!